If you guys want to see the most fucking toxic, cancerous, completely asinine bullshit Omnimon deck in existence, and probably the most toxic deck I've come across in BT9, look no further than this video. You're gonna love it or hate it. So Dark Mario here today with a concept that if you don't quite understand it, then I can't help you. You're just too far gone. This is basically tower.deck, invincible tower.deck. If you can pretty much get an Omnimon X stack, I'm not even streaming. Thanks for the follow. The concept of this deck is you build your Omnimon X antibody tower, and if you can protect it with some really good black options, you basically win the game. This deck has extremely good matchups against D-Reaper, Melga, Armor Rush, and a couple other notable decks as well. And we'll talk about everything as we go. And you better like this video and comment and subscribe, because if you don't, I'm coming after you. I'm just saying. So we're just going to blitz through this deck. We're playing 5 eggs because you do need all 5 eggs. You really kind of do. It is a control deck at the end of the day, and having the extra egg helps. The 1000 DP does let you get over certain things sometimes. It's not super relevant in this deck, but it does come up occasionally, and the draw power is very, very strong. Because again, we need to draw our combo pieces. And when I say combo pieces, it's not a combo deck where you're playing 20 cards a turn. No, it's a build the tower combo. Stuff that people really don't like to see. It's like seeing your girl out with another guy. It's just very unpleasant. It's not something you want to do. But people that play decks like this, they're coming for you. They're coming for your girl. I'm just letting you know right now. Rookies, we're finally playing for BlackWarGreymon. First deck profile that I think in this channel that plays 4 of this card. On play, real top 4, add a Dragonkin and a Greymon. It's black, which is very important. And I think it hints to where this deck is going. We're playing 4 Augu X Antibody, because you can evolve it on your Agumons, including the black one, and reveal top 3, get a Greymon or Omnimon card. Very good. We're still not playing the X Antibody option. This deck doesn't do anything like that at all. So far we're at that. And 2 more rookies in this deck. It's really tight for space. BT9 Agumons. You can replay it. Real top 3 at a Greymon or Omnimon. There are Omnimon targets in this deck, and of course there are Greymon targets in this deck. 10 rookies is a little bit low, but you're going to see we're playing a skeleton crew of Digimon, basically. The deck is a little less consistent than the other decks on this channel this week, but it gets there. It does. 4 blocker inheritable Greymon. You have to be red. You have to have a red Digimon in play to have the blocker. If you go into your Omnimons, they're obviously white, so you need to make sure you have another red Digimon in play. Not hard to set up, to be honest. You can do it pretty easily. So yeah, 4 of these. 4 Greymon X Antibody, because it just goes over your Greymons. And we're playing 1 Deltamon. 1 promo Deltamon. I'm a big believer of this card. We're going to read it real quick because this is the first time we're actually playing this card. So it costs 3 to evolve. When you would digivolve this card into something with 2 colors, you can reduce the digivolution cost by 2, making your BT8 Metal Greymon a really cheap card. It does so without passing the turnover, which is one of the main draws of this. Then we also have the when attacking trigger, pop a 3000 EP or less. For each of this Digimon's colors. So, like, it helps you break some wide, small boards, but your deck has no problem breaking wide, small boards. This is kind of an extra card. I don't think this card is super necessary, but it does kind of bully your opponent when you can Metal Greymon and go into another big boss on the same turn. This card does really help that. So we do play the 1 of. It's fine, but if you wanted to replace it with something else, honestly, you could probably do that and have no issues. 9 champions. Again, 10 rookies, 9 champions, very thin lineup. 2 the ultimates, 4 black, red, metal Greymon again. This is the 3rd deck this week where we play 4 of this card. I think this card is super sleeper this format. I think it's an incredibly powerful card. And being able to attack unsuspended Digimon with a Dragonkin. You can't do it with your Omnimons, unfortunately, but if you get to that point in the game, it doesn't matter anyway. So we play 4 of them. The card's broken, in my opinion. 2 promo Metal Greymon Ultra because that's kind of Metal Greymon, and pop something 5,000 or less, and gives an additional level of protection, which the Greymon X also gets you, which I don't think I mentioned, but we know what these cards do by now, I think. And we do two Metal Greymon X antibody. The whole point of this card really, and this is not an aggressive deck at all, which is why I'm fine cutting down the ratio of this card. But it does trigger your Cool Boys, and it does give you Security +1. So if you can like blitz with a Gaiomon in the same turn, it's very strong. That's the combo you go for with that. Otherwise, it's just kind of whatever. It does evolve for free, and that's kind of cool. So 8 ultimates, a really thin lineup, really thin Digimon lineup, guys. We're doing the 3 Gaiomon and the 2 BlackWarGreymon still. We have the Tamer hate with the BlackWarGrey, and we have the Security +1 reboot Blitz Digivolve with the Gaiomon. It's very, very strong. It is an antibody card, which does matter in this deck. A little more in other decks. You'll see why in a bit. But yeah, it's quite good. You do need your boss monsters in this deck. And to be honest, while I do play Omnimon X antibodies, you don't really need to go into it sometimes. Sometimes just having this tower alone with support is more than enough to take games. But, you know, sometimes we need to go into our big boss monsters. So yeah, we have Security 1, Reboot, Blitz, Digivolve, and we have Pop Tamers, Pop Digimon, and Restand once per turn when something's deleted. It's very strong. Very strong level 6s in this deck. No complaints. For our level 7s, we are doing 2 Omnimon X antibody, and we are doing 1 Blitz Omni. The Blitz Omni can blitz for games sometimes. Sometimes it just comes on the field and explodes in your opponent's face, and then it's like GG's, well done. But it's also there for the extra layer of protection. It does have an effect where you can detach level 6 to prevent it from being removed, basically. That's pretty powerful, not gonna lie, because Omnimon X antibody doesn't have that, unfortunately. It can negate attacks, which is really strong. And if you compare it, we'll show you the combo in a bit, but if you compare it with your other level 4 and level 5 protection cards, this is a fucking strong card. Also, it's the next antibody that evolves on level 7 Omnimon. That matters. And the when attacking pop something is just super good. We only need 2 X antibody Omnimon because, again, these ones are fine at doing their job. This is just there as, like, bonus. It's just a fucking bonus. You can pull off the combo. It's just GG's. Hey, there's nothing your opponent can do about it. Next, 4 Breath. We're back to 4 fucking Breath of the Gods. I know people hate this card. However, this card has saved my bacon so many times. My god. Just being able to save yourself in security if it's in there. Which at 4 of, it's more likely to happen that way. And then we also do the reboot, can't be DP reduced, can't be bounced. Perfect for this card. And to pair it with the Breath of the Gods, we're playing 2 Kongu. We are playing 2 Kongu. It's bonkers. It's so crazy how good this card is. This is also your out to chaos degradation, and it prevents your opponent from like swinging with little bodies if that becomes a problem early on in the game. So yeah, we do play the Kongus. We do play enough black cards to warrant playing these cards. We do. We play a lot of black-red cards, and that's perfectly okay. 2 Kongu plus Breath on your Omnimon X antibody is basically invincible. But we'll get there in a second. Our final option is 2 Red Memory Boost. You might think in a black-based deck we are playing black. However, if you do count, there are more red cards than pure black cards. Your pure... Well, technically, that's... Yeah. We have the 6 red Agumons in this deck, as well as the 4 pure red Metal Greymon cards. And whereas we have 4 black Champion Greymon and 4 black Agumon. So it just makes more sense to play the red memory boost over the black one. It does help you with consistency and your memory. Moving on to the Tamers, before we get to the final piece of this deck, which is the combo section. This deck is playing for Cool Boy. The reason for that is because you need to draw your cards, you need to gain your memory, and you need to try to evolve into your power pieces without passing the turnover. Cool Boy will help you with that. Card is pretty incredible. Again, if you can get Omnimon to evolve into an X antibody, you can trigger your Cool Boys. If you can get BlackWar to evolve into Gaio, you can trigger your Cool Boys. and we have all our slots, we have X antibody stuff we want to do. The whole point is drawing your combo pieces to make the invincible tower. It's very powerful. 2 memory Tamer tie, because it does help with security +1. I was considering the black tie from the original set, the one that gives your blockers, your black cards +1000 your opponent's turn. Really cool card. You can run that if you want. It is a bit of a bully card, if you want my opinion. However, this does let us close games a little bit faster, and that might matter. So I value being able to have the ability to close out games a little more than extra 1000 DP on your black cards, which again, none of these Tamers will matter on an Omnimon. Neither tie will matter, but that's the memory Tamer I chose. If you want to try the black tie, you'll love it. It worked fine for me when I tried it, and the one Nokia to round out the Tamers. Now, I do want to make a quick mention that at one point in time, this deck was running a bunch of these and some of these. This is a bait. These cards actually suck. You think you'll get Maki to grab cards on top of your deck. You'll never grab 2 cards, and sometimes it doesn't matter. It doesn't help you unless you're evolving specifically into BT8 BlackWarGreymon or your level 6 top end, where Nokia helps you with all of your evolutions. These cards, Tap Your Mon is a bait. It's so bad. The 1000 DP all turn has 2 or more colors sounds really cool, but it's only really cool when you have your level 6 stack. As soon as you're an Omnimon, doesn't fucking matter. These cards are trash. Absolutely awful cards. Don't play them. I've learned from my mistakes. This deck didn't do well. Well, it did well, but it didn't do as well until I cut them completely. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention real quick. And now just to go over the combo real quick. The ideal setup is you have these cards. You have, I don't know, these cards, I guess. This one is the important one. The other Metal Gremlin doesn't really matter. You have these cards. And if you're feeling frivolous, you got like some combination of this. Plus an egg. So your stack is kind of looking like this. It's a really tall stack. Really tall stack. You have all sorts of layers of protection from bouncing and being deleted by card effects, thanks to your Greymon X and your Metal Greymon promo. You have all sorts of protection. And then you can also, if you breath, it's immune to DP reduction, which is the other common thing. DP reduction sucks. And reboot is kind of cool, I guess, and can't be bounced. Again, you have that, but sometimes you don't always have it because sometimes you have to burn your resources. And then the Kongu is really just there for the chaos degradation. It's very specific, but yeah, if you can like pull this off, your opponent's gonna cry. You're actually gonna make your opponent cry, and we love making our opponents cry as Dark Mario. It's crazy. It is fucking absurd how this combo, and you don't even have to have all this. You can miss some pieces to the combo here. You don't need the full stack usually. But like just these cards alone, with some variation of this stack, is enough to cancel the whole freaking format, barring Alphamon. But your Alphamon matchup is already fine because you are deleting their cool boys with Black War, de-digivolving their guys of Gaia if you need to, and you're just causing a hard time for them. Sure, they might de-digivolve your Omnimon X antibody, but if they try to delete it with a card effect like Oryukin, you have protection. So it's not a big deal. And that is the deck profile. This deck is a toxic piece of work. Nobody has fun playing it, which is why I had such a hard time playtesting this deck. But it's just so fucking nasty. I have no words for it. If you want to give your opponent a heart attack, if you want to lose all your friends, if you want to pick up all the girlfriends that your boyfriend's friends have and just show them who the real man is, this is the deck for you. This is honestly the deck for you. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you say anything negative about this deck, you're probably just wrong. Test the deck. You'll love it.